getting in trouble, my parents basically there was a few different facilities that were options, and basically they told me this was the best one. This was the shortest term. I mean, facility is a scary sounding word, but the best one is relieving. So that's how I learned. Like typical teen things. Maybe not everybody would say that, but I was doing a lot of drugs. I was sneaking out at night to do drugs because then nobody would know, right? And then eventually I ran away because I didn't want to follow the rules, and my parents were cracking down on me because they knew I was doing drugs. And then started running from the cops even though they weren't even looking for me. And then getting caught by the cops, but getting let go just to have my dad pull up and take me here. It was basically like run away or come here. So it was like if I fail at running away, then I gotta come here, you know? But knowing that there was a sense of kind of just like knowing it wasn't that bad before I even came. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of just like how the website kind of seemed, what they told me about it was like it seemed a lot. And I talked to someone on the phone, and it just seemed not too bad actually. I've never been to another treatment program, but to me, I could imagine, as to what I hear from like long-terms and other short-term facilities, is the fact that like these people aren't here just to tell you what to do. They're more to like guide you as to what to do. Even though they're kind of telling you what to do, it's that they're telling you what you should do. The staff isn't here to like just be a security guard and tell you where to go. They're more here to like be your older brother, be your older sister, and tell you that you should go that way, whether you're going to or not. My first impression was sitting in a room with a few people and just staring at them in the face, not answering their questions. But once I talked to my therapist, you know, he was really cool. I related with him a lot. He made it easy, and then he took me for my tour. I met a couple of the kids, and it was just like, this place is like, it's like camp, you know, like it's honestly cool as hell, like in my opinion. Like I came back with a big old smile on my face. My parents were like, wow. Residence I stay in, you know, it's humorous. To me, that's the biggest thing about it, it's very humorous. You know, it's fun, it's really fun. Just to wake up and have like, for one, like, other kids that all have these different characteristics. You know, there's the loud ones that are just obnoxious and funny. You know, you just sit back and laugh at them. There's the ones you really get along with. You know, you get to pick your roommate, whoever you really get along with. And then there's the staff. You know, they're just as fun as the kids. You know, they're all kids too. They act like kids too, and you get to treat them like other kids too. And it's fun, you know, and it's easy to wake up to. You don't gotta be around a kid around them. They treat you like an adult, and there's the staff that treats you like a kid, and you treat them like a kid. And there's the summer room is a special room for the people that get to the summer program, obviously. And we get a lot of benefits. There's foosball, there's TV, there's a GameCube. You know, they bring other systems sometimes, and you can play Mario Kart. You got the coolest staff ever in there with you, just playing games with you, doing whatever you want, chilling on the couch. You know, like, you're basically where all the other kids want to be, whether they're going to make it or not. And you paint on the wall. There's all our paintings. You'll see my paintings. You know, that's cool. Therapists and staff are the whole reason that I'm smiling right now, because they're basically like your elders with the wisdom. You know, they have all the knowledge. They know how you're feeling. They know how to help you. And it's not just your therapist. You see any therapist and you go up and talk to them, and they're gonna ask you how you're feeling. If you're not feeling good, they're gonna discuss that with you. They're gonna do what they can to make you feel better. They're gonna just tell you why you feel that way. They're just gonna do everything they can to make you feel better, and it's not because it's their job, it's not because they have that knowledge, it's because they actually care. You know, they know you since the moment you came in, they know your story. You know, they know all the things you've gone through while you're there. and they actually care about you. They really do. They care about every single one of us. I don't even know why, but they do. And the staff, they're just other kids, basically. Like I said, there are other kids there with you. They're basically, like I said, your brothers and sisters. They're just your older brothers and sisters, and they're just there to make you feel better. They can do everything the therapist can do, but in a less authoritative way. You know, they go over, ask you, you know, they're always there. They know when you're upset. It's their job to watch you. They know when you're upset. They help you with it. When you're excited, when you want to do something, they go and do it with you. Every single time. It's never a time that they leave you hanging. Never one time they leave you hanging. And that's really cool. Group therapy for me is really cool because it's not there to just teach you things. It's more just to get you to talk. So all you do is you just talk, and whether you want to or not. If you don't want to talk, you don't talk. You just listen. And not only do you get to let things out, you get to listen to what other people have to let out, and you get to comment on that. And when you talk, people get to comment on yours. And the therapist just listens. It's not like they're teaching you anything. You don't get taught, but they lean you towards the direction to learn something for yourself. So they're not just handing you facts. They lead you to find those facts out for yourself. The process group, you talk about whatever you want. So the person comes in, they say it's process group, and everyone immediately is like, I got something to process, you know? Whatever happened that day, whatever they're just thinking about. He took my pen, like I'm pissed because he took my pen, you know? Like you process whatever you want, you talk about it. And it's funny because the kids that are mad about something, like it's their job to take your pen, you know? And it's like the therapist will eventually make you realize that and make you like have nothing else to say. And when a therapist makes you have nothing else to say, it's like you have no choice but to not be stubborn anymore. And that's just part of it, you know, like whether you have a valid reason or not. It feels good to just talk about stuff, especially because here you actually want to talk about stuff. You know, anywhere else it's like, no, this is my feelings, I don't want to talk about them. But for some reason here, it's like everybody's doing it. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. You know, I want to talk to doctor, whatever. Like, he's cool as hell. I want to tell him about my stuff, you know? And they might even tell us about their stuff. And somebody else is talking about something, and you can call them out on whatever, you can say whatever you want. You know, it's fun. It's just goofing around with the homies, basically. Typical day for me is, at my point in my treatment, is watching the other kids. You know, is all the people that were here when I first came, most of them aren't here anymore. So it's seeing all these other kids go through what I went through, or go through what the other kids I was with went through. And it's a repeated pattern, you can tell. And it's funny because I already know what helped them, so I know how to help them. And that's not only the staff who's seen it a million times, but also me who can help them. And I'm not saying help by telling them how to feel, but help just by, you know, whatever, talking to them. And I'm kind of getting off subject, but that's really a normal day, is seeing things happen, things get talked about, things getting processed, people going to sleep, and things just are over, and then the next day comes and the same things happen. And you know, AODs, the therapist will always ask me how I'm feeling, and I'll say I'm alright, I'm following the schedule. And it's funny because that sounds so cliche, but every day is really different. Like, if I really were to tell them how I'm feeling, it would be different every day. That's the easiest question in the world for me. I've said it since day one. My favorite thing about sovereign is the staff. The first day I got here, I woke up to the staff, Darren, and it was just cool. It was like this guy like knocking your door, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? It's time to wake up, you know? Like, we got hot breakfast." And it's like, Michelle, this guy's cool as hell. And you just get up, and like there's the 4 other kids. You know, there's that loud one, there's the quiet one who just sits there and doesn't talk. You know, there's all the different kids. It's the ones you relate to. It's the ones you just sit back and just like, wow, you know, like this kid is this. You know, it's funny, and the clients too. The clients they're not delinquents. There you go. And they're just other kids. You know, the same kids you go to school with. And if anything, it's ones that you relate to, not the ones that you don't relate to, because you all been through the same thing. So it's like, it's really just you and your friends basically. Like they're all gonna be your friends eventually. And you get to wake up to them and the staff who are all you and your friend's friend. And it's just a big old house of friends, you know? Like it's easy to do. It's easy to get through the day. The biggest thing I've learned here is my ability to be healthy. Is whether like drugs were a major or a little like factor in my life, or whether my diagnosis was a big or little factor in my life. The biggest thing was that I wasn't really living mentally healthy. I wasn't feeling healthy. It was hard for me to wake up. It was hard for me to go to sleep. And whether like you have insomnia or whether you don't, like if it's hard for you to wake up, that means you're not feeling very healthy. If you're able to wake up to all these people and you just jump out of bed because it's fun as hell, like that's called health. That's being healthy. So knowing that I'm able to be mentally healthy, knowing that, you know, like without drugs, even whatever the factor is, like I was able to get out of bed. I'm able to be motivated. You know, I'd run in the morning whether I like running or not. I just run in the morning because I had nothing else to do. I told myself, all right, you want to run? All right, let's get out and run in the morning. Like go work out. Like whether I want to be buff or not, like just work out because I have nothing else to do. And that's what being mentally healthy feels like, you know. Like I did extra school. If I want to do extra school at home, like I might say I'm gonna do extra school, but when it comes around to like me actually doing the extra school, I'll be like, nah, I'm straight. I'll do that later, you know. But like here, I do it because, you know, I just feel healthy, feel motivated, and that's the biggest thing I've learned. I hope other people can learn that too. The biggest thing I tell them is that like this program isn't just for people that are mentally unhealthy or people that have drug abuse problems. It is, but anybody could come here. I guarantee that. Any kid, you know, being a kid, it's a weird time of your life, and being a kid, I can even understand that still. I'm not an adult yet, but I could definitely say that. And even an adult could come here and they'd learn a lot as long as you're positive about it, you know, like a lot of kids come in negative, but like my therapist made me look at it in a positive way, made me realize that like this place is kind of cool. And if you have that standpoint, and hopefully I could give someone that standpoint. If you have that standpoint, then you're gonna learn something. You're gonna realize like that you feel different, you feel better than you did before. You know, if you realize that some things you went through and you felt shitty as hell, you know, like whether you do drugs or whether you're depressed or whether you're bipolar or what your problem is, or what your diagnosis is, then you realize that like here you can feel better, even if it's in a moment, and like you should learn from that. And that's not the only thing you can learn from, but anybody, you could have any of these problems, whether you do drugs or not, whether you have a diagnosis, like you could learn anything with positive, not I'm rambling, but with positive attitude and just realizing what's going on, like you can learn a lot. And most of all, in my opinion, you can learn that like you have the ability to be healthy.